Imagine charging into battle with bullets flying past you. Your rifle is your lifeline. But what if I told you that one gun changed the entire course of World War II? A weapon so effective that even the enemy feared it. This is the story of the M1 Garand, the rifle that turned soldiers into legends. Before the M1 Garand, American troops were stuck with slow bolt-action rifles, while enemies, like the Germans, had the deadly Kar-98K. But then came a game changer, a semi-automatic rifle that could fire faster, reload quicker, and dominate the battlefield. So how did this weapon give American soldiers the edge? And why was it called the greatest battle implement ever devised? Welcome back to the war. The M1 Garand wasn't just a gun, it was a revolution in firepower. Designed by Canadian-French inventor John Garand in the 1920s, it became the US military's standard issue rifle in 1936. While other nations clung to bolt-action rifles, the US made a bold move, equipping every infantryman with a semi-automatic weapon. For those who don't know, a bolt-action rifle required soldiers to manually cycle the bolt after every shot, slowing down their rate of fire. The M1 Garand, it fired as fast as you could pull the trigger, delivering 8 rounds of 30.06 firepower before reloading. Now imagine you're a soldier in World War II. You're in the trenches, facing enemies with slower bolt-action rifles. You can fire twice as fast, lay down more rounds, and keep moving forward. That's a serious advantage. But there's one sound every Garand owner remembers. The unmistakable ping when the rifle ejects its en-bloc clip. Soldiers debated whether this sound gave away their position, but many veterans say it was barely noticeable in the chaos of battle. What do you think? Could the ping have been a deadly giveaway? Let us know in the comments. The M1 Garand made its true combat debut in World War II, and it quickly proved itself. In battles from North Africa to Normandy, it allowed US troops to lay down devastating fire while their enemies struggled to keep up. Let's put it into perspective. A German soldier armed with a Kar-98K could fire about 10 to 15 well-aimed rounds per minute. An American soldier with an M1 Garand could fire nearly 40 rounds per minute with the same level of accuracy. That difference was game-changing. One of the most famous moments involved the M1 Garand was the Battle of the Bulge. In the freezing forecasts of Belgium, American soldiers were outnumbered and surrounded by German forces, but armed with their Garands, they fought back with sheer firepower, holding the line and turning the tide of battle. Even the enemy respected it. German reports often described the M1 Garand as a major threat, with one captured soldier allegedly saying, "We could always tell when we were facing the Americans. Their rifles never stopped firing." Now here's a question. If the M1 Garand was so effective, why didn't other countries adopt a semi-automatic rifle sooner? The idea of a semi-automatic rifle wasn't exclusive to the US, but mass production was a nightmare. Germany had the G43, and the Soviet Union had the SVT-40, but these rifles were produced in far fewer numbers than the M1 Garand, mainly due to their complexity and cost. Manufacturing a reliable semi-automatic rifle in massive quantities required advanced infantry, something the US had, but most nations lacked. In contrast, the Kar-98K and Mosin Nagant were cheap, easy to produce, and worked well enough in battle. Many nations stuck with their bolt actions simply because they didn't have the infrastructure to replace them. But here's the thing, by the end of the war, even the Germans realised semi-autos were the future. They developed the STG-44, the world's first true assault rifle, inspired in part by Garand's effectiveness. So was the M1 Garand the first step toward modern assault rifles? Drop your thoughts below. Even after World War II, the M1 Garand continued to see action. It was a standard issue rifle for US troops in Korea, where it clashed with Soviet-supplied Mosin Nagants and early AK-47s. In Korea, one key issue arose: the cold. The Garand's operating rod sometimes struggled in extreme temperatures, and soldiers had to adapt by using different lubricants to keep it functioning. Despite this, it remained a highly effective weapon on the battlefield. But as warfare evolved, so did the need for a new rifle. The M1 Garand's 8-round clip was limiting compared to new magazine-fed weapons like the M14 and later the M16. By the Vietnam War, the Garand had mostly been retired, though some South Vietnamese forces still used it. Yet the Garand's influence didn't fade. Many modern rifles, including the M14 and M16, drew inspiration from its design. General George S. Patton famously called the M1 Garand the greatest battle implement ever devised, and for good reason. It gave US soldiers a firepower advantage in World War II, helped shape modern military rifles, and remains a beloved firearm to this day. Today, M1 Garands are highly sought after by collectors and shooting enthusiasts. If you're lucky, you can still find one through the Civilian Marksmanship Program, a government initiative that sells surplus Garands to the public. But here's a question for you, gun enthusiasts. If you had the chance to own an M1 Garand, would you take it to the range or keep it as a historical piece? I see your thoughts below. The M1 Garand wasn't just a rifle, it was a weapon that defined an era. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of Korea, it armed the soldiers who shaped history. And even today, its pings echo through time. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.